guys, and welcome to another review here at StiffUpperLip with me, Andreas. Today it's a product I'm really excited about, sent to me by fellow YouTuber and friend Alex F. Iversen. So thank you very much, Alex. He has got his own YouTube channel that's called SnuffAnybody Feegle, where he reviews snus and snuff and other tobacco products, I believe. I believe he's a chef as well, so he's got a good nose, so definitely check him out. And congratulations on the new addition to the family there, Alex. It's Malmö Kardus. So it's another product with the name Kardus in it. It's made by AG Snus in Denmark. Can be a little bit tricky to find, maybe. It's a bit of a niche product. Alex is Danish, so he found it. Made in Denmark, but it's got the name Malmö Kardus. So Malmö is the third largest city in Sweden, down on the south coast. You can take the bridge straight over to Copenhagen in Denmark. It's that close. And in the intro here, you will have seen the civic crest and the charter, the original charter from 1437 or so of the city of Malmö, introducing the civic crest. I'm showing the original version and the new logotype version they're using for the city. Then I'm also showing a bit of a modern Malmö, which is the turning torso is the highest building in Scandinavia, actually. And also Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the great footballer, he was born in Malmö. And the word Kardus, as I've said before, it's something that's wrapped in paper. This one is wrapped in plastic. But they kind of like to use these old names. That's how snus used to come back in the old days. So it's made in Denmark by AG Snus. They've been around for almost 150 years. I think their company structure is a bit complicated. It says on the back here that it's Lakrisan tobacco company. So I'm guessing, because this is not sold as snus, it actually says here chewing tobacco Kardus. So maybe they don't want to use AG Snus for these non-snus brands. So it's a chewing tobacco because it's coarser in character than a regular snus. So I believe Lakrisan Tobacco Company is sort of the name of the subsidiary that they use for these other products when they release it on the market. I believe they do ink as well. And of course they do the crafted Kardus, which is a single cut snus and all lamina. Same here. This is a single cut snus, all lamina. So it would be very interesting for me to see how it compares to basically my favorite snus on the market, because it's made by the same people. And then the distributor, I believe, is called MacBaron Tobacco Company for this one. So it's quite a complicated structure there. So it's a single cut snus. All lamina, as I said, which means only the finer part of the tobacco leaves used, no stem or leaf stalk, the middle bit of the leaf. They take that away for this. So it's a higher quality product in that sense. And because they don't use the word snus, they can now sell it on the European market in a different way, different legislation for that. It's a slightly different product. I believe the nicotine level is probably normal. That's all I can find about this one. So it's probably around 8 milligrams per gram. It's got 32 grams of tobacco in this one, which is also, I believe, the same as crafted Kardus. Very interesting there. There is no cardboard back like for the Swedish match products. Of course, no catch lid because it's a loose product. Not a loose snus, it's chewing tobacco. Let's get into it. That looks exactly like the crafted Kardus. How exciting. So I believe also with this complicated company structure that it could be the same company as actually making Bornholmsk snus and Gotland snus, which is the Scandinavian Tobacco Company or Scandinavian Tobacco Group, which I believe was a separate company. Could very well be AG Snus behind that as well. Okay, here we go. I've been using crafted Kardus quite a lot, so I know that one really well. This is milder. It doesn't have the whiskey of that one, of course. It's quite mild, but still a really sort of robust, really nice earthy tobacco in this one. Very pure. There's no oddities going on with sort of ammonia or anything like that. And the feel of it, yeah, look at that. The feel of that is very similar to the crafted Kardus. This one might be a little bit, it's probably about the same darkness of the tobacco. It's pretty dark, and just like with the crafted Kardus, it kind of, okay, it looks like it's falling apart a lot first, but this is a really nice fit once it gets in, if it's anything like that one. So you won't be messy and run around like the other ground snoozes. Push that in there, and I will be back with you when I finished the whole can of this maybe not so magnificently looking can of snus, but it's the contents that matter. Alright, so it's verdict time for Malmö Kardus. And once you've delivered this snus from Assen's factory in Denmark to Malmö, you want to put 2 big prillas in like I've done, take your bike and drive over the bridge from Malmö to Copenhagen and then on. And that's what we're going to do here in the background while I give you my thoughts on this snus. So it doesn't taste like any Swedish Match product I've had. Swedish Match, they're really experts at blending, and that's what they really excel at, I believe. This one is much sort of more pure without any added flavorings to it. It's all about the tobacco, really. It's quite elegant, so you might think about Skruf, which make elegant, high-quality tobacco-centric snus as well, but the loose there has bergamot in it. It kind of makes it taste like an Earl Grey tea. But the Skruf has rose oil added, and I've heard that this one has rose oil as well. So that's interesting. I do get a little bit of added sweetness to it, which is nice, but it's not very prominent at all. I still wouldn't say that it tastes like a Skruf snus. So does it taste like the crafted Kardus? Well, it's getting closer there because it's got the same sort of feel to it. It's a little bit hard to bake, but then it sits there really well. The crafted Kardus has a lot of added flavorings from the whiskey though, so it doesn't taste like that. It's much more mellow. Crafted Kardus also is very bitter. This one has a little bit of that bitterness, and I think that's because they're both all lamina snuses. You don't get the 30% leaf stalk that you do get in pretty much all the ground snuses, so you might be more used to that mellow taste of snus. This is a little bit more robust and bitter because of that, and in this case it helps it up to a nice level for me. So because it's so mellow, the bitterness helps it up a little bit, and then you get that added sweetness to it to round it off, especially if you sort of suck on it. So not really like a Swedish Match snus. Closer to Skruf, but not like that either. It's milder than the crafted Kardus. And also important to note here is that Conny Andersson has not been involved in making this one. If it's close to any other snus that I've tried, I would say it's actually a little bit similar to Mellgren's batch 1, because that wasn't very highly flavored and had single cut, all lamina, and very nice base tobacco. So it's nice to get a snus that has that quality tobacco in it. But personally, in this case, I think I would like some sort of more going on there with some sort of flavoring. It is quite mellow, but the bitterness does help it up and the sweetness does round it off. Strength-wise, when I put this much in, I do feel it a little bit actually. So I don't know if it's 8, it could be up to 13 like the crafted Kardus, possibly because it's made by the same people. So I would say somewhere around there, like between 8 and 13, so it's quite normal, possibly a little bit elevated. That's my experience from using it. So it's a snus I think is very good. It's different to most other on the market. It's definitely high quality. You get a mellowness and a purity from tobacco, but it doesn't taste quite as much as just sniffing a bag of tobacco leaves. So I wish that I had a little bit more of that. Also, if you're looking at pure tobacco snus like Ettan, that one has like a chocolatey taste, so it's not like that either. But it's definitely a pure, it's a take on the pure tobacco flavor. One that is probably the only one on the market at the moment that tastes like this. But if you liked Mellgren's batch 1, then I think this could be something to try. Not exactly like that, but it's similar. So I do like these single cut all lamina snuses. Just wish that they would kind of use that as a base and then work around it with different tastes. So, but try it if you want to see what the purity of tobacco can be like. It's one interpretation of that, at least. I'm going to give it a strong 7.5 out of 10. So very good snus, almost great there, but I wish it had a little bit more extra oomph to it. But it's one that, yeah, I can see myself sitting, watching a movie and just sort of sucking on this one, because it's got a classy, elegant feel to it, and not too crazy in any way, but a high quality product. So I hope you enjoyed this review, guys, and I hope to see you in the next one a little bit quicker than this one took to came out, for sure. Hope so. So please subscribe and like the videos if you like them. I'll see you in the next one.